Hello. My name happens to be Dr. Joe Vertino, and this is a very important video, not just for you, but for everybody. The title of this video is How Everybody Can Help, with capital letters, HELP, everybody. How everybody can help everybody. So, in that kind of way, which is really all of the ways, how I mean that is, isn't that something that's natural to you and you and you and you and you? That we are, whether we're a criminal in a prison or not, we're somebody on the street who's like a priest. Isn't that relevant? Isn't that part of the human heart, helping everybody? There's a desire, isn't there, in there somewhere forever? So even though you may never think in that way or at all in your whole life, you know, here I am presenting it. And that in this way, I'll say about myself, I'm a spiritual guide, and my job is to love. You could say love everyone eventually, I guess, right? So that's a good start, right? How everybody can help everybody. Well, love everyone, sure, but that's your job, Dr. Joe, right? Yeah, it is. It is my job. Well, then does it defeat the purpose if I'm a construction worker? And your job is to what? Be mindful at work and do construction safely. Yes, yes, it is. So that's not the answer. Just loving everyone. So, but there is an answer. Yes, yes, there is an answer. Yes. So that's something that we all crave, isn't it? The answer, an answer. It's okay to lean in, and feel that truth, right now, that we all crave that. Kind of like a hug, like a child craves a hug, from their parent. Uh, so I'll do my best in this video. And I already know that, in that way, there's a knowingness, a connection to the truth in me personally, which we could say is why I am who I am as a spiritual guide, as an author, as a musician, as a healer. There's a adherence to truth, a connection, that sticks like tape, you know. So that's kind of getting to the answer. Well, there's something that I know about myself that I just said. And how does that relate to all of us, right? Well, it's not just that it's the truth, right? And that it's the one truth, right? And that's everybody's. It's something a little bit more than that, more specific even. So in this way, uh, with words carrying on to this point, how everybody can help everybody, um, that seems far off, maybe we could say, which is fine, you know. But yet, as I said, there is an answer. There's something there. So it's one thing to be at peace, right? Like Jesus, so to speak, you know. It's another thing to have an entire life full of actions, you know, and deeds and words and beliefs and behaviors and family and friends and lovers and children and yourself throughout all of that. So there starts to go some of the answer. How everybody can help everybody is allow that to be with you, to be part of where you are right now. But what's really going on is it's just you with yourself. Okay? And just as my hands, as beautiful as they may be in this beautiful sunlight, are never going to be your hands, and vice versa. And that us embracing with these hands, what we do in our time, in our life, whether they're hugs or they're vices or what have you, is it's ours. It's ours. Our personal tools, you could even say, in that way. Being a healer, I am fascinated with hands. So Now this attention, instead of being on the trees and the other people the other day who walked around them, and whatever that applies to in your life, the attention is with yourself, with you. I'm right here. I'm a different person, and I'm always going to be a different person. And I mean, I do love you, but I'm just one person, you might say or hear or anything like that. Well, Dr. Joe's just one person. He loves everyone, or he's trying to. He's a spiritual teacher. He's a healer. Of course he does. So you being alive, we know that's true. And hopefully you're able to hug a tree or hug yourself or a cat. So once again, the attention's coming back to you. So that's the hint on the answer here. So how does everybody help everybody? We accept that we are fully, that we're here, that we are a human being. We can allow ourselves to let go of the other humans, right? And animals and insects and plants, and allow this experience to, this natural unfolding, just like 5 minutes ago and 5 minutes in the future, suppose, experience to happen. But are we getting somewhere? Well, let's find out how everybody can help everybody. So if I'm here and I'm alive and I'm just this person, then naturally you might start to resonate with the truth, with what I'm resonating with. That there's a meaning to you, even though there might be completely empty, or it might get filled in later in life. We don't know the future. But in this way, we can allow the truth, for sure, of our self to be more of in the front of our attention. And in this way, you start to develop, no matter what, whether it's a knowingness right away of something, or it's a subconscious or just a feeling, like a volcano in you, you start to develop. Something's there. And that something becomes the answer. How everybody can help everybody. And in that way, you may have heard terms like self-love. That self-love is this, sometimes can seem very far away, like I said about the future just a few phrases ago, that we don't know it. I don't know it. I've heard the words in that way. So in this way, if you trust me and allow the attention to manifest where it's meant to be, and my hands happen to be on my heart chakra, my heart, my center. And in that way, our center doesn't have to do anything. It doesn't have to strive, right? It's the center. So in this way, you also have your own center, your own heart, that my hands cannot touch, at least not right now. And we are connected in that way, for sure. So once again, or you could see it as not once again, in the sense that our lives are carrying on, in this way of time and space and the unknown future, and this perspective that we have right now, no matter what, inevitably we have a perspective. Is it proper? That's what this video is about. We could say how everybody can help everybody. It's, like I said at the beginning, something that's natural, something that's innate, I think, in human beings, the desire to help, especially if we know not that there's an emergency afoot, but that we know there's a knowingness in the heart, so allowing, like, for example, so far in this video, you might have noticed of yourself that trust is something that's developing, right? trust. Instead of fear, instead of doubt, instead of suspicion, maybe, or maybe discomfort, even trust. Perhaps a relaxation, perhaps a renunciation, a letting go of, or at least for a time, something like that. And why is that, I would hope, easy? Is because what the content of this video is so simple. It's just you, it's just yourself. Now, what I'm saying, what I'm asserting, what I'm putting out there, or putting in here, is that there is a meaning to you, and that I'll say further, you deserve to know it. You deserve to be it. You deserve to be happy and not suffer needlessly. And that happiness and joy, like we know when we are children naturally, in that way, is something that is all inclusive. It's complete. That joy contains everything in that way. That when we're enjoying something, right, it's just the experience. So, my resonance with my own center, with myself, has the ability to help you. And therefore, we could say logically, it can be understood. Hopefully, it wouldn't take too long to manifest, that you would understand that yourself in only the way that you can ever understand it forever. So how everybody can help everybody is something of a mystery still, perhaps we could say, but yet we are aware, we're alert, we're here, we're alive, and we know that help is a natural, we could say, instinct, of us, of our species, of humanity. So I'm giving you an actual answer to this, not just kind of a poetic gesture, for some time. How everybody can help everybody is maybe a little splash of innocence, like I mentioned, childhood, and a reminder, of that, and that we are still here. We're the same being. We're still alive. We're still present on the earth. And just in that same way that when we would maybe see a child playing on the playground and they would fall and trip or almost hurt themselves, that we would have the same, there was a natural response, in us that would come up, that we, like this, which is fine, which is perfect even, I'd say. And in that way, that innocent and perfect response is also still real, is here. Just like we are here physically, and yes, we're surviving, but it's okay to want more than just survival. And this mindset that I'm providing you in this video, this important video, of the proper perspective of life, is that more, So everybody is a big word, and it's just one word, and we're not everybody, we're just us. So allow the attention to be here with yourself, and you might notice that it becomes easy to take yourself seriously, And I mentioned self-love earlier, and that we might not know self-love, but if so, that's our introduction to it. That seriousness is it. That consideration is it. And that we're not doing anything. We're not cutting down a tree or calling a friend or making a business deal or giving birth, raising a child. We're not doing anything. We're not trying to prevent a disaster from happening. We're not doing anything, but yet it's real and it's needed. That, which is self-love. And Yet we're still in this experience of life that we may have been, who knows, confused about earlier. And it's okay that if we're not confused anymore, you know, that we're just a little more clear, a little more at peace, at ease. But yet, if you understand the complexity of life, we have so many aspects to ourself. And that, in that way, is another thing called self acceptance, which is ultimately the answer. How everybody can help everybody, right? Self acceptance. We accept ourselves. And if we accept ourselves and that demonizing behavior starts to go away, then naturally this innocent, eternal starts to become more in front of ourselves, something that we can taste. Like when we were a child and we were there, and if another child was slipping or falling or yelling out or taking too long over there, that we would be that help naturally in ourself, our response. So in that way, the further aspect, the further step of trust is in light of that fact that we don't have to think about that to make that happen. That's who we already are as a human being. And that these gestures, of invitation and acceptance, with my hands on my own chest and towards you and back again, are all in that place of our center, of which there are so many hearts that are human. So hear me in that way, that, well, if I deserve to be happy and not suffer needlessly, then what is it that that I really am, is a question that comes up. And as I said earlier, well, as a spiritual guide, I know for sure that it's okay for me to know the truth, that there's nothing to be afraid of in knowing that life is not a horror movie, that is going to traumatize you, that there's nothing wrong with you ever, inherently, at all. And that in this way, you can see how you are included, but you are never not yourself. That you're here and you're real, and you can heal and you can smile and cry and laugh and run and meditate, so to speak. That you are is the primary thing, that you exist. And in that way, as I said, there's nothing wrong with being. There's nothing wrong inherently, right? So I hope that helps provide some relief and some understanding. So the title of the video, How Everybody Can Help Everybody. So it's nothing specific that we would have to maybe right now, demand of ourselves. Maybe just resting in this oneness, this place that I've put us in. And that there is if you trust me, there is as we say in Buddhism, an inner smile present. That your feelings are real. And that there is a hope that pervades it, everything. And of course, if we understand on a personal level, we aren't responsible for everything, but we're part of existence with everyone. And you might start to get ideas now, exciting, new real, eventually we could say comfortable, trustworthy ideas that are the answer. How everybody can help everybody. And just as I said very clearly earlier and throughout this video, the trust, being at that placeless place of trust. And as you do that, you'll notice that there's a flow, there's a life happening that's yours and only yours. How exciting. So in this way, you can see how everybody can help everybody is an ultimately personal task. And that I don't know anything about you personally, the facts of your life or your beliefs or anything at all. But yet this video has a power. And why is that? Why is this happening? Why is this experience happening? Because the foundational truth is real. All beings deserve to be happy and not suffer needlessly. So thank you so much for being alive. Thank you so much for being a fellow human with me here on the earth. Thank you so much for listening respectfully to my video. And I pray that you feel included, that you feel loved, that you feel relevant, that you feel respected, that you feel honored, that you feel excited, that you feel less afraid. I do love you, as a spiritual guide and author and musician and Reiki master healer, that it's true. It's a true sentence. So what is the truth for you? You might notice that might naturally come out. You might speak it out. You might want to write it out. You might want to act it out. What is the truth for you? And that realize that you're only one person, that all of that is you. And that the help that you can do to help everybody, just like everybody else, is there, is present, is real, is actual. And that it's okay for us to be in a guiltless place about help. So anyways, thank you so much. Angel blessings. And thank you for watching the video. Please do check out my website if you can. www.joevertino.org. JOEVERTINO.org. JOEVERTINO.org. Which is in the comments and in the description there. So yeah, I am glad to be showing my face in the sun today and be part of your experience on the earth. And yeah, something that I like to say as a healer and as a loving man, that I'm proud, not just of myself, but of you. And that there's a truth in that. And that it's okay to keep going. And that now we know the answer. And how everybody can help everybody. So thank you. Thank you for listening.